Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Today I'm going to talk about intermittent fasting and does it really cause you to lose weight and more specifically lose fat? All right, so I get a lot of people talking about intermittent fasting. I just also have another video about it, how it relates to your hormones, testosterone, and so forth. I'll give you the link to that video after this one. So today's topic is about, does intermittent fasting work when your goal is to lose fat? Not weight, fat. All right, there's a big difference between losing weight and losing fat, okay? Body weight versus body fat. Big difference. It's super easy to lose weight because it can be water and muscle, okay? It's much harder to lose body fat, okay? I get people telling me, oh, I lost weight doing this and that, carnivore diet, low carb diet, blah, 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 blah. That's a lot of water, first and foremost, because carbohydrates make you retain a lot more water. It's also you end up losing fat over time. In fact, there's this video by Dr. Peter Attia, who I totally respect, and this guy's fanatical about measuring everything, far more knowledgeable and specific about all this stuff than I personally am. So here's a video clip of what he said about his revelations when he did intermittent fasting or time-restricted fasting.
And even for myself, like in the last 4 or 5 months, I did a DEXA back in January, and I hadn't done one in years. And from January to the last period that I had done a DEXA, my body weight was almost identical. Maybe I was 2 pounds lighter this year versus the last time, but my body fat was up. I think I went from 10 to 16% body fat. 16 is not the end of the world, but that was a significant loss of muscle and gain of fat.
So basically in the video, you see that over time, you will lose muscle, okay? It's inevitable. I get people telling me all the time, hey, I'm starting to lose, I'm getting skinny fat. Okay, as the saying goes. What does that mean? It's like you might weigh the same, or you might even lose weight, okay, but you end up kind of looking smaller. You end up looking a little bit fatter. You're not losing. Now, this is for people. Now, if you're super overweight, doesn't really matter. I'm talking about if you're like 300 or 400 pounds, you need to go ahead, do some time-restricted weight fasting or intermittent fasting. But remember, the biggest and only reason you ever lose weight or anything on intermittent fasting is you're simply ingesting less calories, okay? There's nothing magical about when you eat and all this stuff. If you're eating 3,000 calories a day, all right, and you're eating it like throughout the day, like I am, maybe 6 or 7 meals a day, and all of a sudden you do 3,000 calories or 2,000 calories or whatever, the same amount of calories during a 4 or 6 or 8 hour time span, you're not going to lose weight. Anything. It's still calories in. It doesn't matter if you make $1 million in 1 month or 1 year and that's all you make, all right? You still only have $1 million to deal with, okay? So same thing with that. Again, it doesn't work, okay? Now, a lot of people end up losing weight because they're like, hey, it's so much easier for me to just eat less throughout the day. Perfectly fine. If that's your goal, perfectly fine. If you're doing intermittent fasting because you think you're going to live longer or autophagy or blah, 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 it's not gonna work, all right? Show me multiple clinical studies, human clinical studies, that you got A and B. This person did intermittent fasting and they lived an extra blah, blah, blah longer. No, it doesn't work. I don't care about fruit flies or all these other factors, okay? It just does, it's not even, all right, who cares? You want to do it, do it. I'm not here to argue with anyone about their eating habits because I know it's religious. You want to do carnivore? Beautiful. You're vegan? Keep doing it, whatever it is. But if your goal is to lose fat and to preserve muscle or even gain it, intermittent fasting, if you're going to do it, you better make sure you eat before and after your workouts, all right? Don't work out in the morning and then don't eat for a few hours and then eat everything later on in the day. Eat, wait an hour or two, go do your workout, make sure you get a ton of food after that, and eat again after that. Remember, your body can only really optimize and utilize protein synthesis for about 40 to maybe 50 grams at a time. So especially if you're a bigger guy, like maybe you're 200 pounds or more like me, and you have to consume about 1 gram of protein a pound, that means if you weigh 200, eat 200 grams. If you weigh 300, eat 300 grams, especially if you're working out. You need that much protein. You're not going to consume 100 grams of protein all at once. It doesn't work, okay? Your body can't synthesize, optimize, and the more protein you have in one digestion, the more you oxidize and burn, all right? So your net profit, your net protein synthesis goes down. That's why steroids work. It increases your net profit. It increases protein synthesis. So with that said, you want to do intermittent fasting? By all means, I really don't care. It's your life. You do it. Just make sure you eat before and after your workouts, okay? Make sure you optimize your protein and so forth before and just do all the right things, at least around your workouts, okay? And if you're gonna do intermittent fasting, I've made another video about this. I'm trying to do it over an 12-hour time span, rather than 8, definitely 6 to 4 hours is not gonna work. Anyone who tells you that's what they're doing, take a look at them. I guarantee you they're not in amazing shape. Guaranteed, okay? And the few that are doing it, trust me, that very good genetics are just barely maintaining. I want to see how they look over the next few years, okay? Now you got some outliers, this and that, this person is doing it. I know plenty of guys who, anyhow, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I've seen blood tests over and over again. It doesn't work. It doesn't decrease your positive hormones. And with that said, if you're a guy, I'll show you how to improve your testosterone levels before underneath this video. But keep something in mind. As I say in another video, fasting is stress on the body, okay? It's not a positive thing. When you fast, your fight or flight goes up, your adrenaline goes up, your cortisol stress levels go up. That's not what you want. Stress levels go up, testosterone comes down, IGF levels come down, a lot of your other hormones come down. Long term, don't give me the temporary, this clinical study showed during this one little time span. It doesn't work, guys. Long term, real benefits, real result, it doesn't work. So at the very least, lower your cortisol levels. And I've showed you below this video to do it. So again, if your goal is to improve body composition, intermittent fasting, certainly during a little 4 to 6 hour time span isn't optimal. Do it at a minimum of 8, preferably over 12 hours of eating. Make sure you eat before and after your workouts, all right, especially your protein. Let me know your questions below this video, what clarity you have. If you don't like what I said, perfectly fine. God bless you. Do whatever you want. I really don't care. My goal is to optimize your performance, your health, your fitness, and longevity. With that said, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I wish you a very happy and healthy day.